What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody is feeling all right. Everybody enjoyed their weekend. As for me, y'all know I got to report to work in a few hours from now. But I wanted to go live about a discussion that I'm going to also have on a regular video, right? And it's involving David Jonsson. Mr. David Jonsson was selected as the new Black Panther for the third Black Panther film. It was announced at Comic-Con about a little over a week ago, right? And it still has excuse me, it still has the internet buzzing. A lot of people have their opinions about his selection as Black Panther. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, a lot of people are indifferent, and people have their different reasons for why they love it or don't like it, and so on and so forth, right? What's happening, y'all? Chris, FNG, what's the word, big dog? What's the word with you? So, I'm seeing commentary about what they saying. Oh my God. I'm seeing people say it's two conversations I'm mainly seeing. Three. One is they saying that David Jonsson is not handsome enough. Like they wanted, especially like the women, they wanted Damson Idris. You know, the women are saying, yeah, you got some men calling them ugly too and all of that, right? Like, so I see men saying, why can't our Black Panther be a handsome, physically imposing guy, right? Why Marvel is racist? Why can't we have our Black Panther be a big, strong, handsome dude, right? You know, a guy that fits the bill all the way across the board. Because a lot of people had their mind set on Damson Idris is going to be the new Black Panther. That was where their mind was set on. Damson Idris is the heartthrob for the young women. You know what I'm saying? Look at my boy Melvin. Damson Idris is a heartthrob for young women. And so people were looking at Damson as, oh, girls were anticipating him being selected. They were all in on it all the way through and through, right? You got people saying he's too short, you know, he's too skinny. And then you got people saying, yes, you got people saying he's not an attractive person. He's not an attractive guy. Then you got even Black Americans saying, why is Ryan Coogler giving these roles to Africans and tethers, for lack of better words, right? That's, you know, the little word they're using. And I'm like, all right, bro. One, I have no problem. I have no problem with David Jonsson being from the UK or being, I mean, I think he has African ancestry. This is an African character that he's playing. So why are people upset about that? I don't know why. He's not playing Dr. Martin Luther King. He's not playing anybody that's Black American. He's not playing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He's not playing Muhammad Ali. He's not playing Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing James Brown. Nobody. He is playing an African king in a fictional country, right? So like all of that, oh, why Africans getting these roles? I mean, the role, he's playing an African, so, and it's a fictional character. So like, what are we talking about here? Like, y'all know I'm black American all day. But sometimes, bro, sometimes like we be doing too damn much, bro. Like, all right, bro, this is not a black, he's not playing a Black American role. So like, all right, he's playing an African, so valid, right? Then you have people saying, they wanted, what's the brother name from Cross? What's the brother from Cross name? Aldis Hodge. I'm sorry. Now here's the thing. David Jonsson is supposed to be playing T'Challa Jr., young T'Challa. That Aldis is older. Aldis Hodge is older. One, I mean, he don't look old, you know, but he's older. And then I don't know how well he does accents. I really don't. And like, you gotta nail that accent. One thing about Chadwick Boseman, he nailed that accent. And everybody isn't good at it. That's why I'm wondering how, like, what role is Denzel Washington going to be playing in this film? Because as great of an actor as Denzel Washington is, he's not great at accents at all. He's not great at accents at all. None whatsoever. Right? So like it's another thing. Who else they wanted? Since he's young, they should have went for the young black boy from Stranger Things. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Ryan Coogler probably liked his presence. Because I have not seen the movie The Long Walk. I have not seen Alien Romulus. But people really love his acting ability. Honestly, they love his acting skills. And I'm gonna say this, man, I trust Ryan Coogler with his decision making. I really do. And I'm gonna say this too. If you being the director of Black Panther is a thankless job. It is. If I'm Ryan Coogler, after this third film, y'all can have it. Because people are always going to have a problem with every single depiction that he has on screen. Right? For me, people are trying to treat, yes, he's playing T'Challa as a black king, right? In a fictional country, all of that. But we cannot treat this film as if this is a black, no matter how much the information it was seeped into the first film, this is not a black revolutionary film. And like this film is a part of a universe not created by Ryan Coogler. So it's certain things that he has to depict because this is not his own intellectual property, right? And then for future movies, it's certain things that he has to do. He has to introduce certain characters have to live, so on and so forth. Because Dr. Umar was pissed that Namor the Submariner lived after drowning Queen Ramonda in the second film. And I'm like, bro, Namor is like, he predates Aquaman. Namor came before Aquaman. He cannot kill Namor off in the first film that he's in. He cannot do that. No matter what, yes, we all wanted to see Namor die for killing Queen Ramonda, but he cannot do that. If this was his own film, he could do that if it wasn't a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes, he can do all of those things, but he cannot do that because this is not his own intellectual property. He has, for the sake of future movies, certain characters have to live. Certain messages, like you're not going to have certain messages in the film because this is not his own intellectual property. This is not something he created. This is his vision and his interpretation of it. But like, man, yes, now, I'm gonna say this. You're right. The film is an amalgamation of various aspects of Black culture. Yes, it is 100%. It is. But like, people like, why did he have to have? People was calling them underwater Mexicans. Why do we have to have the underwater Mexican? I'm like, bro. It's certain things that like he has to, it's certain things he got to do. And he had to make them like Aztec culture to differentiate Namor from Aquaman, right? Because Aquaman movies have already come out. Actually, Namor is from Atlantis, and Namor Namor the Submariner came out before Aquaman. However, right? They did. Namor the Submariner came out before Aquaman. However, the Aquaman movies came out first. So in order to differentiate the characters, Ryan Coogler had to change Namor's origins, right? He had to do that. You know? Yeah, and exactly, Black Maul. That first film, he had to have the CIA agent in there. He had to do that because that's just not his own intellectual property. He had to have the CIA agent come into Africa and then tell him about the damn vibranium and all that type of stuff. But anyway, let's get back to the David Jonsson is not handsome enough to play this role. Now I'm gonna say something, y'all. Y'all might get mad at me for saying this, but it's the truth. How many women do y'all know was swooning over Chadwick Boseman before he played T'Challa? I'm just asking y'all. How many women do y'all know was swooning over Chadwick Boseman when he played James Brown? When he played Thurgood Marshall? When he was in what's the other movie he was in? Message to the King. When he was in 42. How many women were swooning over him before that role? They didn't start swooning over him and admiring him like in an attractive way until he became Prince T'Challa. And this is not me denigrating Chadwick Boseman. I love Chadwick Boseman. But women are attracted to power and regalness. Okay. Chadwick Boseman had a regalness to that character, right? He seemed royal playing that role, right? And when Chadwick became Black Panther, he was the epicenter of everything. Epicenter of like he was the it guy everywhere. And when you are the it guy, there are women who are attracted to that aura that he gave off. But they wasn't looking at him like he was this super. They wasn't swooning and looking at him as a heartthrob when he was James Brown and Get On Up, right? They wasn't swooning over him when he was Jackie Robinson in 42, when he was Thurgood Marshall in Marshall, right? Or Message to the King. They wasn't looking at him like that, right? Nor was Chadwick. Chadwick wasn't. Now I'm gonna say this though. Michael B. Jordan, he became a sex symbol. Now there are a lot of Black women who look at him as corny, but non-Black women, it's Black women that love Michael B. Jordan. But not when he came out with Creed, non-Black women love him to the core. Like they swoon over him, salivate at the mouth about him. And when he just did this goddamn role as Sinners, even Black women was looking at him a little different. Now Black women they liked Michael B. Jordan though. Still Black women were attracted to it was Black women that were attracted to Michael B. Jordan. But it was some Black women that come from around my way that looked at Michael B. Jordan as corny. Or as a guy who had what we call the I date white women taint on him. So because Mike looked like a guy and fit the bill of a Black man who dated white women, so like they was kind of looking at but aesthetically they still like, okay, he's a conventionally attractive guy, right? After Creed, they looked at him as a conventionally attractive guy. He bulked up, right? He didn't look like Lil Ass Wallace. He didn't look like Wallace from The Wire no more. He bulked up. He got into all the crazy shape, all of that. He looked like the son of Apollo Creed. He looked like goddamn what's my brother name? Carl Weathers' son or something. And they started looking at him differently. But I don't think Black women before Chadwick Boseman became King T'Challa, they wasn't looking at Chadwick like that's when Chadwick started getting that, oh, he's super handsome and most beautiful people in the world type selections to get on the front cover of magazines and all of that. When he played that role, because again, women are attracted to power, to aura, and he had a regalness to that character, right? And I'm telling y'all, bro, you can tell me, you can say, Mac, you a man, you don't know. But I've worked around women all my life. I had never heard women swooning over Chadwick Boseman until he became Black Panther. Being for real with you, okay? So then you got the aspect of, well, David Jonsson is not physically imposing enough to play that role. All right, y'all. Chadwick Boseman was not the swollest individual. Now, he was in great shape. He was in great shape. Now, he looked strong in the movie. He looked strong in the movie for sure. But Chadwick wasn't like super, super buff. But he looked strong though. He looked fit. He looked strong, right? He did. But he wasn't this super uber buff guy. Right now, he was 6 feet tall. So that helps. He was 6 feet. He was 6 feet, but he wasn't this super world bodybuilder type build. He was about 6 feet at ease, 6 feet even. But he wasn't all extra buff like that. But he was regal, but he was fit. David Jonsson can get into great shape. Tom Hardy is 5'9", y'all, I believe, and he played Bane. one of the most physically imposing characters we've ever seen in what you call it movies. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. My daughter texting me. So yeah. So Bane, they gave him like these shoes and these stilts to put on his feet so he can be bigger, so he can be taller, and all of that, right? We don't know if David have the it factor until he plays this role. I'm being real with y'all. We don't know until he plays this role how he will come out, how he would deliver it on screen. We don't know. He's never been well. Again, in the Long Walk, was he the star of the movie? This movie will have the biggest budget he's ever been a part of, right? So I think he's gonna give his all to this movie. But we don't know if he got the it factor until he played this type, until we see him on screen in this role. We don't know, right? Like, there are many people who didn't think Hugh Jackman could play Wolverine until he played Wolverine. And now all people can see him as his Wolverine. They don't think about Van Helsing. They think about Wolverine every time they see him. That's all they think when they see Hugh Jackman. So until we see him in this role, we don't know how he's gonna look. You know, I can't say it should have been a. I don't think it should have been an FBA actor, bro, because T'Challa is a fictional character, and he's African. David Jonsson is from the UK, and I believe he has African ancestry. See what I'm saying? So I don't think he had to be a Black American. He's playing an African character in a fictional African country. Now, again, if if um if David Jonsson was playing, you would have had a point to me if he was playing somebody Black American. If he was playing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If he was playing what's my man name? Marvin Gaye. You playing um James Brown or something. He's not playing a Black American. He's playing an African. And who better to deliver that accent than an African? Everybody can't do that. Chadwick Boseman did a great job at it. Everybody can't do that African accent well at all. Everybody cannot deliver that, y'all. That's why people will be like Aldous Hodge and Michael Jai White. Have we heard them do it? I don't know. I don't know if he can sell an accent for real. Or is it gonna sound like Will Smith? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like it depends. It depends on I'm not saying an American couldn't do that accent, but like, yeah, you say he ain't gonna pull it off. I don't know, bro. I hope he pulls it off, bro. I'm being real with you. I hope he pull it off. Especially because Ryan, like, I root for Ryan Coogler, man. I hope he pull it off. But again, British Stringer Bell. Yeah, it did. And when Idris Elba was in The Wire, that accent came out. That UK accent came out at times, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and at times, yeah, people had certain gripes with Angela Bassett's accent at times too. He don't have the Black Panther mystique. I don't know, bro. I can't say he don't have it until he get on screen and play the role. Because again, no, Hugh Jackman didn't have certain mystique to him until he got on screen and played Wolverine, and then we were sold. Did I watch Brand New Day? Nah, you know I don't go to no movie theater until it's Tuesday, bro. $5 Tuesday is the only time I go to the movie theater, Q Woods. I'm not going no other day but Tuesday. So I can go for $5. $5 holla, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I actually think Will was good in Ali. You don't think Will? I liked Ali. The way he came out when he first, I think he was shy because he knew there were going to be criticism of him. He was shy and nervous because he knew that there were going to be Marvel fans who looked at him as less than. So I think he was a little nervous coming out, right? But I don't think he's going to be nervous in front of that camera. I think he's going to have his game face on immediately. I don't think he's going to walk out with this big bravado and mystique. When he's kind of like, this is the first time he's leading a Marvel, like a film with a budget like a Marvel film. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, yeah. So I don't think he supposed to come out with this, super regal. I think he was a little nervous, a little shy because he knew how Marvel fans are very finicky with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? You say he needs to come out and own the T'Challa character. Yeah, but like, I mean, that shall be sane, bro. We got to give him a chance. You know, this is his real first big break. Give him a chance to see how he does with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's his first time. Let's see what the young boy could do. I think people trying to write him off too early because they were so set on Damson Idris being Black Panther. People were so set on that they wanted Damson because they feel like Damson is handsome enough to play the role. You know, women wanted to see him in their role because they can lust over him and swoon over him. And I'm going to say this too, Damson has a commanding presence that we saw him do in Snowfall, right? In F1. We saw him in F1, Snowfall and all of that. And people love Snowfall. Black folks love Snowfall. So they was ready for Damson to be their character. And black women across the border, across the world was ready to just see him without his shirt off. Black women was ready to see him without his shirt off so they can swoon over him and fan themselves over him. And that's what they wanted it to be. They wanted him to be that person. But we don't know how it's going to be until it happens, y'all, for real. And like I told y'all, he is playing the son of... No, so Black Maul, Storm is going to be in the movie. I think T'Challa Jr. going to be with Storm. They just announced it that Storm will be in the third Black Panther film. I just saw it on Twitter that Storm will be in the film. Hopefully he gets Jamie Lawson. I like Jamie Lawson that played Perlene in Sinners. I think she can do a great Storm. But whoever Ryan Coogler chooses, I trust Ryan Coogler's vision. You know? Yeah, now Damson is about to star in the Children of Blood and Bone, and people feel like that's a little close to like Black Panther type mystique and mystic and all of that, right? People feel like, well, he about to be Damson Idris about to be in the Children of the Blood and Bone. So yeah. What do you think about Mahershala Ali? So I don't know what he's finna do. I don't think he's sticking to the comic book in that aspect. So yeah. Because his mother is not Storm. T'Challa Jr.'s mother is Nakia. Yeah. Serena Williams. Oh no, Serena Williams don't look like Serena Williams no more. That ain't the same Serena Williams. What do I think about Mahershala Ali quitting the Blade movie, and who do you think should play Blade? Um, I think Mahershala Ali. I mean, they was giving him the runaround with that film, bro. They wasn't really trying to get that movie done. You know, they wasn't. From what I hear, a lot of the black shows and movies in Marvel have been getting shafted. Wonder Man, the Kang the Conqueror movie, because Jonathan, even if you don't have Jonathan Majors, you could have recast somebody else. Although I feel like Jonathan Majors getting a raw deal from the MCU, right? Then again, Blade didn't get made. I don't know, man. Shit. The way Uncle Marvin rocked that flat top and Raising Kanan, Uncle Marvin gonna be. Uncle Marvin finna be goddamn Blade. The way he rocked that flat top. Oh man. Oh my God. What did SL say? That damn LeBron James year. You already know. I think Jamie Lawson would be really good at Storm. All black leads and Marvel movies canceled from decisions. Yeah, man. I just think we got to give David Jonsson a chance, man. Again, people thinking he's not physically imposing enough. I think the brother gonna get on he gonna lift weights. He gonna bulk up to play the part. And they can put them little stilts on the little shoes on him, man. Tom Hardy only like 5'9". And again, he played Bane. And look how big Bane looked on screen. Look how big Bane looked on screen, man. Yeah, London Brown deserves an Emmy for that Uncle Marvin character. He need an Emmy for that. That Uncle Marvin character, one of my favorite characters in all of one of my top 50 characters. And he might be, I don't know where to put him at. One of my top 50 favorite television show characters. Uncle Marvin. I love that character, man. So yeah. The black girl. Are you talking about the girl? What's her name? Her name is what is that sister's name, man? That played Keisha on The Shop. Pretty beautiful girl. What is her name, man? Hold on. I know her name too, because I remember looking up her name. Her name is shit. I know that girl's name. We finna look her up. I don't know why they get Anthony Mackie, aka Clarence, as Captain America. He played his dude, so they're like, all right. Uh, Hold on, I'm finna find that girl name. Hey, y'all, find me Keisha from The Shire. What's Keisha from The Shire? Oh, yeah. Burgundy. There you go. Burgundy. That's her name. Burgundy. Is it Baker? Burgundy Baker? Is her name? Beautiful girl. I think is it Burgundy Baker? Beautiful girl. So, yeah. Who is Jodie Turner Smith? Who is that? Jodie Turner Smith. I don't know who that is. Let's see who that is. Oh, she from Queen and Slim. That's who that is. Okay, got you. I only seen that her and Queen and Slim, so I got you. Yeah, she could pull that off too, for sure. For sure. Yeah. But yeah, man, I just think we gotta give David Jonsson a chance. Cause he might knock this out the park. He might knock this out the park. We be like, damn, he might shock everybody, right? A lot of people said, because a lot of people said Michael B. Jordan couldn't act, and then Sinners changed their mind. People will be like, man, I don't know if Michael B. Jordan can play a set of twins. Can he really play a set of twins and make it look respectable and make it look great? People really had real critique about Michael B. Jordan's acting, right? And Mike had been starred in several films. He had starred in 3 Creeds already. He starred in what's my movie? Fruitvale Station, Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Like he had already been in a lot of different films. No Remorse, all of that, Journal for Jordan, and people were still like, I don't know about his acting chops. And then when he got on center screen, there's people that probably would never thought Michael B. Jordan would win Best Actor, an Oscar for Best Actor in a leading role. But he did when he got on screen. That damn Sinners. It's people I know who always hated Michael B. Jordan's acting. I know people who never liked his acting. You know what I'm saying? But when he got on screen and did that, they was like, damn. People loved him. People loved that role. So yeah, we gotta give David Jonsson a chance, man. And again, if I'm Ryan Coogler, I don't want to do another Marvel movie because it is a thankless job. People gonna be mad at him no matter what he does with these movies. People still mad about him not actually recasting the actual T'Challa, right? And if he gonna continue with the movies, that might be something he might have to answer to. All of that, like, man, it's just it's a lot. Because there are extreme comic book nerds, and I don't, when I say nerds, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but there are people who are really passionate about there are people who are really passionate about comic books, and they will get on your head if you don't do it the way they perceive it. They feel like it should be done. Now again, yeah. Now Chadwick Boseman had played Thurgood Marshall. He had played James Brown and Get On Up. He had played Jackie Robinson in 42, right? But like again, how much stuff was what my boy name? How much stuff was Hugh Jackman in before he played Wolverine? You said I want to see Ryan Coogler make a period piece based gangster film minus the vampires, minus the supernatural, right? Like, yeah, that would be smooth. Honestly, Ryan might mess around and do a rom-com next on our ass. Like, all right, let me give y'all a rom-com real quick. Then he might go to some gangster stuff. You know? But hold on, what was Hugh Jackman in before? Before Wolverine? I mean, before X-Men. Hold on, what was he in? Funkin' for Jamaica. Jamaica funk. That's what it is. Let it get into. Say Hugh Jackman was doing stage before that? Okay, got you. He was doing stage stuff. That was his first. Was that his first on-screen role? Was that his first on-screen role? Nah, man. So like, yeah. So I think shit that might have been Hugh Jackman's first on-screen role outside of the theater was Wolverine, and nobody really knew what he would do with that, and he killed it. Chris Hemsworth. Before Chris Hemsworth played Thor, what was he doing? Right? Like, what was he doing? People was not sold on Chris Hemsworth like that. Before he played Thor, it was people that were looking like, man, I don't know. When he was announced to be Thor, people was shaking their head and was kind of like, I don't know how this is gonna go. And look at him, making all that paper in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You see, I know for a fact Hugh Jackman did an episode of Law and Order before X-Men. Okay. So he was on television, on some television roles. But was he in a lead role like that before that? Let me see. I'm finna look at Hugh Jackman. Damn, why they don't got where's his filmography at? Come on now, we got time for this. Show me the filmography. IMDb, rather. X-Men first leading role. Okay. Said little man need to be on some Mark McGuire PED regimen now with his little lad. He got to get muscles. And he will, bro. And I don't think he got to be super huge either. Chadwick wasn't that huge. He wasn't that you know what I'm saying? He was cut and he was, he looked strong, but he wasn't looking like Barry Bonds now. You know what I'm saying? And Mark McGuire and all of them like that, but um he looked strong though. Chris Hemsworth was in Not Another Teen movie. Okay. So nothing like real serious the way you be like, damn, he got some great acting chops where he can carry a movie. Right? Like sometimes I'm gonna be real with y'all, bro. How many of y'all thought what's my boy name? Omari Hardwick. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I thought when Omari Hardwick was in what's that movie? Gridiron Gang, he played a gangster very well in Gridiron Gang. Swordfish. I remember Swordfish. That's when Halle Berry her areolas was shaped like starfish. I remember that. And they had a long lasting effect on me when I was a little boy, seeing Halle Berry's areolas on screen. You know what I'm saying? She showed them breasts. So you said, no, that was Chris Evans? Y'all stop sleeping on ghosts. Yeah, now Omari Hardwick was excellent. And as James St. Patrick. And he played a good gangster because in Gridiron Gang, he played that role well. However, again, did y'all ever think Omari Hardwick could carry a franchise for 6 years? Like, his character is so iconic, people want him to return to this day. They want him to be written back into the Power universe somehow, some way. That's how, like, I don't know if people thought Omari was going to be that great on screen to where we would be locked in every week trying to watch his show, trying to watch a show starring him. His most known role is James St. Patrick. And I don't know if people thought he could nail it out the park. So sometimes we got to give people a chance, man. We didn't know Idris Elba could play Stringer Bell so goddamn well, but he did it, and we was like, oh my God. Now everybody love Idris. So if Unique can come back, so can he. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. And Omari Hardwick will always be James St. Patrick. And he hates that though. Because him is rumored that him and Courtney Kemp didn't really get along. All of that. She killed off the character and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So he hates that people always look at him as James St. Patrick. He want to be known for something else. But that is his biggest role. That is what his most memorable role, because he knocked it out the park. But yeah, man, I just think people got to give David Jonsson a shot, man. Because again, he might get on screen and have commanding presence. So we be like, damn, that's him. Hey, my homie Pablo, thanks for the Cash App donation, brother. I appreciate you a ton, bro. That mean a lot to me, man. Y'all hit the like button while y'all in here, too. I haven't told y'all to hit the like button while y'all in here. You want to donate to the channel, my Cash App is below my finger. $ Mac Miller 5. Again, if you want to donate to the channel, my Cash App is below my finger. $ Mac Miller 5. I appreciate you. Me and my family appreciate you, Pablo. I would love to see Johnny Depp in a Marvel movie. Whole time I see why Kanan gravitates towards Tariq. Yeah, I hate Kanan. And damn, raising Kanan right now for sure. But yeah, man, I think he might shock us and be like, damn, he nailed that. We might get up in there and start clapping at the end of the movie. After he's finished, we might be like, damn, young boy carried that, boy. So I feel like Carl Anthony Payne feel like that when people bring up his role as Cole and Martin. He always gets kind of testy when it comes up, but that's his most recognizable role. Yes, people don't even remember that he was Cockroach in the Cosby Show. It's people that probably don't know he played Cockroach, don't remember, or don't care to remember. Right? Like, yeah. Yeah, Jaleel White with Urkel. That's his most popular role. Alfonso Ribeiro playing Carlton. That's what they remember him as. And a lot of them don't like to have that on them, but that's, hey, bro, that's, you played that role so well, people only see you as that character, you know? You said people think he's playing T'Challa. Once the public realizes he's playing an entirely different role, people will give David a chance. And you got people, that's true, but do you also still got people knowing he's T'Challa Jr. and still don't feel like he can lead a film or feel like he has the commanding presence to lead a film, right? Like, people still thinking he not attractive enough. It's women in particular. Man, they thinking they wanted Damson so bad. Boy, women was craving to see Damson. These women mad than a motherfucker Damson may get picked. They what? Women was up there, what? Oh, hell no. I heard brother saying Trevante Rhodes should have been Black Panther again. We got to hit him do that accent, baby. I'm sure I think he's gonna transform his body for the role. He said, damn, some got the Lori Harvey curse. It's people that think that he didn't get that role because he used to date because Michael B. Jordan was dating Lori Harvey and then Damson Idris is, and some people feel like, well, Ryan didn't want to step on Michael B. Jordan's toes because if they ever bring back Killmonger, they would have to be on screen interacting with each other, so on and so forth, and all of that. And I don't think Ryan and Michael B. Jordan is that petty, right? I think Ryan Coogler says he saw The Long Walk. He saw David Jonsson on that film and said, damn, I want him to come in and read for this role. I want him to come in and read for this role for real. So you wanted Aldous Hodge. A lot of people wanted Aldous Hodge, but the problem with that is, I don't know. Aldous might be a little too old to play T'Challa Jr. He might be because, like, Aldous is the role that David Jonsson is playing is not, he not replacing to the T'Challa that Chadwick Boseman played. He's playing an aged up version of the little boy T'Challa Jr. that was introduced at the end of Wakanda Forever, right? And should Aldous look older than Shuri? You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. He might have been a little too old to play that role because he looks older than Shuri does. Who Shuri would be his auntie in this film. So I don't know. Said not as T'Challa, maybe introduce a new character. So he might look a little older too. So I don't know. They probably have to go with somebody more youthful. Same way people was hollering for Michael Jai White. I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna say this, man. I don't think he's a great martial artist. I don't know if Michael Jai White has the acting ability to. First, he's old. Again, he's older, and I don't know if he has the ability to lead a Marvel film like that. He good and goddamn Tyler. When I say this, I'm not being disparaging at all. He was good in like Why Did I Get Married and stuff like that. But I don't know if Michael Jai White had the acting chops to really like be a lead in a Marvel one of these movies. Like he was in Spawn and all of that. He was in Spawn, but like, and I like Michael Jai White. Do y'all think Spawn aged well like that for real? I'm asking y'all, do y'all think Spawn aged that well? I ain't even trying to check. I'm not trying. I promise I'm not trying to shade Tyler Perry. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, he wasn't a lead in that. He was a big role though in there. But like Marvel, big budget like that, man, boy, you gotta be able to act. And I'm not saying he can't act. Michael Jai White was like eye candy for the women back in the day. Michael Jai White was eye candy for the women. He was on screen so the women can holler and scream. He'd be on screen with his shirt off and shit. And he's a great martial artist. He's a great martial artist. He is. He's phenomenal as a martial artist, right? But Mike was eye candy for the women. That's who they put up in the world. They put him in the movie to get the women up in the seats, to get them ready to come see the movie. But carrying a film though, with a budget like this, and the Jerry Springer movie Ringmaster, he was in there, right? And right, women liked how he looked in there. They were swooning over him up in there, right? But like, said that Tyson movie though. I've never watched that Tyson movie. He wasn't good up in there. I'm telling you, Michael Jai White be in a movie like they be like T'Challa. What have you been doing? He be in there. I've been training. What have you been doing? I've been training. Have you been training? Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Hey, man. Say, man. What? Great martial artist, though. Great martial artist. You see, yeah, now Jamie Foxx that's one hell of an actor. Now, Jamie can do any damn thing. Jamie is a hell of an actor. Jamie could to play Ray Charles. Get up in there and play it. To go from booty call and held up and bait and stuff like that, to go to them type of movies, to go to playing Ray Charles, going to Collateral. Movies like that, playing Bundini Brown and Ali. You see what I'm saying? Jamie is like superbly talented to play all them different roles like that. Because nobody would ever think if you was in Booty Call, you can be Ray Charles. Ain't nobody like for real. People that, and I hate to put that stigma. Because if you in a black film, that's a funny film, people think you can't be a serious actor. But a lot of times that's why Denzel Washington said he chose roles carefully. Because he felt like that would determine his career. If he would have played in something like Booty Call and a black comedy like that, maybe something real silly, he thought people wouldn't take him serious as an actor. You know what I mean? Or they will only want to cast him in that type of stuff if he were to jump into that realm. He can do that now, though. He's a made man. Like Denzel can do that. I want to see Denzel in a comedy. I think that's what he got left to do. The one thing he got left is a comedy. That's what he got. I want to see him in a comedy. But Denzel said he was very careful about not taking anything because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the stigma that come with playing certain characters. See what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about at this point. God damn. What was I talking about? I don't even remember. Oh, I was talking about certain people that I feel like maybe couldn't play the role or whatever. But yeah. Said just like when people saw Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, people couldn't see him playing Batman. I don't know. Beetlejuice came before Batman. I don't remember the chronological order of where those films came because I was a kid. So yeah. that Denzel would kill a father role in a comedy, like Robert De Niro and Meet the Parents. Denzel would I mean he would knock it out the park. Denzel would not. I agree with you on that, Black Mall. Denzel would knock out like a Robert De Niro Meet the Parents type role. Denzel could definitely do that. He would. He would. He would. I think that would be excellent for him. So I want to see him in a comedy. But Denzel, he ain't want to do like them booty call type movies and held up and stuff like that. Because he felt like he wasn't gonna be able to do Training Day. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna be able to do Man on Fire and Inside Man and all that type of stuff if he would have done that. Now Inside Man is Spike Lee, so Spike might have gave him a shot because Inside Man is a Spike Lee film. But yeah. Talking about Denzel was in the comedy. It's called Training Day. That man said she got a liquor license. What? Does she have a lick her license? Is she a dyke? I said, oh no. Denzel is unhinged in here. Denzel out of pocket up in here all the way. Yeah, but you know, I love Christian Bale's Batman. Now, people don't like it because of the voice that he put on when he was wearing the suit. But I thought he played the playboy, millionaire, rich playboy act. I thought he played that well. A lot of people like Ben Affleck as Batman. He said, yeah, get Christian Bale out of here. I like them Dark Knight films, man. I love the Dark Knight films, bro. I really love them movies. I remember when I watched the Dark Knight for the first time, I went and bought the trilogy: Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. All right, what is PGH? What is that? Pittsburgh? What that is? Pittsburgh, man. Britt, I appreciate you coming in, Britt. That's love. Thank you, thank you. Pittsburgh. Matter of fact, man. Um, speaking of Pittsburgh, y'all got an actual a native that I feel like is Hall of Fame. Even though he never went to the playoffs, his numbers are incredible for a player that never went to the playoffs before in football. Um, so I've been reading DC comics since a kid, since a child. Got you. No, not Curtis. Curtis Martin in the Hall of Fame, ain't he? Nah, Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall. He from Pittsburgh, ain't he? Ain't B Marshall from Pittsburgh? Curtis Martin should be in the Hall of Fame already. So, fun fact: my father played high school football with Larry Fitzgerald Sr. Larry Fitzgerald Sr. went to high school in Chicago, Illinois, Finger High School. My dad played football with Larry Sr. Now, I'm telling y'all, go look at Brandon Marshall's numbers. Go look at his numbers. Brandon did that with like quarterbacks like who the hell? Jay Cutler. Yeah, my dad played um with Larry Fitzgerald. With Larry Fitzgerald father. Said I think Brandon Marshall might be suffering. Why do you think that? Brandon got borderline personality disorder, but I don't know. He got that for sure. Said Brandon played in the playoffs. He actually had crazier numbers. Yeah, Brandon numbers is ridiculous, bro. His numbers better than Chad Johnson. A lot of dudes, bro. Brandon was doing that. He wasn't playing with no all-time great quarterbacks. Who he had? Jay Cutler. Who was his quarterback in when he was with the Jets? Ryan Fitzpatrick. Was that Fitzpatrick over there throwing him the ball? Nah, Mark was that Mark Sanchez? That was Fitz. I think Mark Sanchez was gone right that point, right? Was it was Sanchez? Mark Sanchez was the first. Okay. Mark Sanchez and Fitz. Yeah. Fitz Magic. Brandon got 1,500 yards. 1,500 with the Jets, bro. I mean, with the Jets, bro. I swear to God, let me look it up. I swear to God, I think Brandon Marshall had 1,500 yards. 1,500. 1,500 yards with the Jets, bro. Let me look at Brandon numbers. Let me go look at this shit right here. Yes, he did. 1,500 yards with the Jets. 1,500 yards with the Bears. What did he do in Miami? 1,200 yards in Miami. Brandon got the record for the most catches in a game. How many? How many was it? It was 20 something. Let me see. It was 20 something. Most catches in NFL game. Brandon Marshall, 21. 21 receptions. Yes. 21 receptions in the NFL game. I'm finna get y'all, Brandon. Brandon got 12,351 yards. And 83 touchdowns. 83 touchdowns, 12,351 yards. And he got hurt the last year with the Giants and with Seattle. So Ron Brandon, phenomenal. Brandon got 970 receptions. If he'd had that 1,000, boy, man, listen. B. Marshall got 1,000 yards with 4 different teams. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, let me go on. I'm talking about somebody else. Said most receivers go weeks without 20 catches. Right. Yeah, 20 in a game. Boy, he's going to work. Brandon Marshall is also a brother of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. But anyway, yeah, Giovanni. Yeah, people were set on damn some interest, man. And unfortunately, look, we getting David Johnson. I mean, not unfortunately. Unfortunately for those people, we getting David Johnson. Now, again, we just got to see what David gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Brandon Tatum is a clown, bro. Like, the only reason Cam Newton. Nah, Cam didn't pledge nothing. Cam didn't pledge. Brothers a Kappa Alpha Psi. Ryan Clark is a Kappa. Colin Kaepernick is a Kappa. Uh, Brandon Marshall. Um, yeah, I mean Gail Sayers. A lot of old school brothers are. A lot of old school brothers are. Say he fits the bill. Cam don't fit the bill like a Kappa dressing like that. He got to dress a little smoother than that to be over there. Nah, Jalen Hurts is a Q. Omega. Q dog. Shout out to Jalen Hurts though. But yeah, offensive Tatum isn't. Only reason why them Nolan Wells friends had him over there. Oh, Mike Tomlin is a Kappa too. Mike Tomlin is a Kappa for sure. Hey, thank you, B, for that. Yeah, Gail Sayers. Kappa Alpha Psi got a lot of legendary athletes like Arthur Ashe, Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell, Penny Hardaway, Bob Boozer, Alex English. You know, um, there's a lot of old legendary type athletes be like Kappa Alpha Psi. Yeah. Cedric the Entertainer's, I mean, he not an athlete, but yeah, entertainer though. Yeah, that's the Brandon Tatum takes any side that's opposing the black community. So the only reason they even brought him around because they knew without a shadow of a doubt that Brandon Tatum was going to give them an out. He was going to be on their side no matter what they said. They could have said admitted to doing something to Nolan Wells, and Brandon Tatum was going to try to absolve them of that at any point at any turn. They know Brandon Tatum is a buck broken, butter biscuit eating Sambo. They know that. They know that he is begging for pats on the head and rubs on the back from white supremacists, white right wingers. They know he wants to sit at the table with them. So they're gonna always bring him around because they know he is a token. And tokens get spent. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. He is an absolute token. And they know he will say whatever, white America wants to hear. And he will speak against black folks. And anytime something is going on that's obviously race related and anti-black, he will speak the opposite. And they know that. So that's why he speaks what they want to say, but they like him because if he says it, they'll say, well, what I'm saying isn't racist because Officer Tatum, he says the same thing and he's black. He's a black guy. He says the same thing as me. See? Man, listen. Yeah, he's a grifter, distraction, all of that, man. I have no respect for Brandon Tatum at all. Just like I don't have no respect for any of these butter biscuit eating Sambos at all. I don't. But like I said, I've called for the better half of like a year, 2 years, I was calling all of them out. From the Cartier family to Brandon Tatum to the Hodge twins to Candace Owens, to Stevie Knight, Aquarius Wave, I've been calling all them dudes out for the longest of time and talking about their grift, and what their plan is and how they do that for monetary value. They do that for monetary value. They know that if they talk against black folks, they will gain a huge following on YouTube because as I told y'all before, YouTube is a playground for white supremacists. YouTube is a playground for right wing white supremacists all the way through and through. They a lot of them control the traffic on YouTube. That's why if you talk against black people, your YouTube channel will immediately see a meteoric rise. If you talk against black folks and go against black people, your YouTube will see a meteoric rise immediately. You will get a whole bunch of subscribers. You will get like your views will shoot up. You'll get comments in the comment section saying, "Hey man, you're what's good in the world, pal. Keep up the great work, man. See, I just knew you're one of the good ones. You're one of the good ones, man. Gee whiz, gee willikers, you're one of the good ones. Man, you're one of the good ones. I wish all of them were like you." And Brandon Tatum, he see that shit, and I mean that he loves that. Again, he started foaming at the mouth. I mean, he see that, and his eyes get a little twinkle in there. His eyes said, "Not the white boy." That's how they be talking. You know, you're one of the good ones, man. All of them need to be like you. If all of the blacks were like you, if all blacks were like you, the world would be a much better place. Tyrone Magnus, I didn't lit him up too. I didn't drop bombs on a lot of them dudes over and over again to the point where No Life Shack, I didn't get down on all of them. So like, you know, they already know what I be on. Cause a lot of them didn't see me get down on them. On some of them commented on my video. No Life Shack. Stevie Knight never commented, but I did a video that got like 100,000 views going in on him. After he watched the movie Sinners and his takeaway from the film, it was, man, had this little white girl in the background. She was in there talking with a black accent. Why y'all gas it out? Why y'all gas it out? I'm like, hey. He said, man, Tyrone irks me because he's so passive aggressive with his raccoon. So Tyrone is one of them brothers that because he got made fun of by some black kids when he was little, he feels it is his objective to downplay racism and to play into right-wing, white supremacist talking points. That's his way of getting back at the black people who made fun of him when he was little, right? Because he got teased a little bit or some jokes got cracked. You got people, there's some black folks like that. They got some jokes told against them like all of us got joked on. But for whatever reason, the jokes, you know, for them, it hit harder. And so they have held this grudge against the black community and they find it to be their job to try to they tell black people, I'll show you guys. I'll team up with white supremacists. I'll become a right winger. I'll, you know, regurgitate talking points from Fox News and denigrate black people. I will champion white supremacists. I will make black folks, I will gaslight black folks into making them think that racism, systemic racism and police brutality is a figment of their imagination. So Tyrone Magnus is a product of that. He's a product of that. Sage Steele the same. Yeah, Sage Steele the same way. It's a lot of black folks again who got made fun of. Like we all got jokes cracked on us as kids, bro. All of us, man. You got to do like Judge Joe Brown with his butter biscuit eating ass. That is a senile butter biscuit eating Sambo. You know, he get up there. We learned how to play the dozens. Back in my day, I wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a racist. I would just say we had tough skin when we were younger. We were tough and we knew how to play the dozens. Hey, boy, Judge O'Brown, boy. That brother there, I shouldn't even call him a brother. That mug, that boy, man. Joe Brown is an absolute butter biscuit eater to the highest degree. That mug got on there trying to defend Charlie Kirk. I say, man, what? Anybody black, he go at black folks crazy. He go at black folks. He start cussing like he talk about black people. He start cussing. He talking about anybody white that's a right winger. Oh man, he get to talking gracious and start handling them with kid gloves. And you know, I wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a racist. I would say he has a difference of opinion. No racial self-esteem for Judge Joe Brown whatsoever. None whatsoever. But is that a surprise? Absolutely not. So I never knew he was such a sellout until I saw his YouTube channel. Yeah, when you watch his YouTube channel, not or you see him on YouTube and like the art of dialogue, love bringing his butter business. See, that's why I ain't gonna lie. Brothers love the art of dialogue. He get a lot of great interviews, but he be having butter biscuit eaters on there. Like, and they will start talking that butter biscuit language that I'll be looking, and you will have people in the comments, man, he talks like an upstanding black man. He will, out of dialogue will platform some absolute, I'm talking about absolute clowns on there at times. He'll get some good interviews, but he'll get some folks on there that'll be anti-black for sure. So yeah. He bring up all different type of people. He bring Judge Mathis too. So everybody be like, it's balance. But the problem with that is, no disrespect to the brother Art. He doesn't like I'm not shitting on Art at all. Cause his platform is way bigger than mine. Art is good at letting people talk. Yeah, like, and he don't know how to interject and give like rebuttals to people when they say certain things. Now, you might not have a rebuttal to everything, and you may not be educated on everything. But there's some stuff where you be like, all right, nah, bro. All right, like, give some pushback on that now. Give some pushback on that. Give some pushback on that. And Art, well, I don't know. I don't think he's like, he's not that good at providing pushback on certain things. I don't. Because Art be asking questions and he be framing it like this. How old you was when you had did all that? How old you was when you had did all that? Or no disrespect. I mean, we talking our colloquialism, so I'm not like, let me stop. What I'm saying is, Art be like, he formulating the sentence and subject verb agreement be off like a motherfucker. No disrespect. Subject verb agreement be off like a motherfucker. I'm like, man, what? what is you saying? And we talk again. Black, I'm never like, let me be very clear. You don't have to talk like a Harvard scholar. You don't have to G Willikers G Wiz. So I want to be clear, and nothing wrong. We all talk in colloquialism. We talk how we talk amongst our people, right? And I'm gonna have slang come out and everything too. But like, I'm not gonna lie, Art be having great guests, and they know how to answer questions very well thought out. Cause Art doesn't ask the best probing questions sometimes, or like, how old you was? How he said, leave Art alone. I'm gonna leave him alone. But like, sometimes the brother Art be sounding like Young Miami when he be asking. The brother be sounding like Young Miami when he be forming sentences and shit sometimes. I'll be like, what? What did you say? Yeah, and that's exactly. I hope you see this. Or I'm just playing, bro. Like, his channel is blowing mine out the water in ways I could never imagine. But yeah, Art he's not the best interviewer. All he gotta say is, tell me about the time when this, and then the interviewer will go on a long tangent and cook. And they are great at just laying everything out. If he had a guest that just did, like, Art couldn't interview these young drill rappers. He couldn't interview the drill rappers are not eloquent. Most of them are not eloquent speakers, and Art doesn't ask questions good enough to kind of get them to talk. The shit, if he was interviewing a young drill rapper, oh my god, it wouldn't go nowhere. I'd be like, tell me about the time when you did a song. Yeah, shit, I went to the studio, knocked that shit out. Okay, how was that when y'all did that? It was good. Okay, who was there? Me and my homies. Okay, tell me about the time when you did that feature. How was that? It was cool. Shit was straight. Okay. So how old you was when you started rapping? Shit, 12. How you get into music? Just went in that motherfucker. Art do not, I'm telling y'all, bro. It does, boy. And if because the younger rappers are not the best speakers, you need a great interviewer to get them to speak and open up and talk. And Art don't really. I've watched his interviews. He has great guests that just will go on tangents and talk and lay out great response because he has older, mature, wiser guests who have lived very, very long. You know what I'm saying? And so they are very articulate, very educated. Again, I'm not a snob educationally. I'm not. So again, I went to school, got degrees, but I don't shame anybody who didn't. What I'm saying is that if a person is not that well read, Art would be a terrible interview for them. Cause he doesn't know how to he don't know how to get them to open up with certain questions. He be asking questions like Young Miami. He be like, did you liked it that? Did you liked it that when you went and did? Did you liked it that? When you did, I swear to God, bro. Go look. Art be like, did you liked it that when you went in when you ate that food? Did you liked it? He be like, what the fuck? I swear for God, bro. I promise you. He said to prove your point, his Webby interview terrible. Now I don't know if Art. I know Say Cheese did an interview with Webby. I don't know. Art did an interview with Webby too. Did he? The Art of Dialogue? I know Say Cheese did one. I don't know if the Art of Dialogue did one. And the people don't want me to say that, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Art be in there sound like Young Miami be asking questions. Did you like it? Art be like, I heard you be reading this shit. Hey, let me stop, bro, because everybody try to kill my shit. Oh man. Yeah, Webby is not a good Hey, let me stop. I swear to God, I'll be looking like, man, what is he saying? What? That is subject verb agreement is crazy. Said Thugnificent reference. Yeah. Your brother told me you be reading this shit. Congratulations, nigga. Did you just congratulate me for reading? Man. Yeah, Webby best interviews the Breakfast Club. I'm telling you. Big Gizmo. Them books be heavy and shit. Whereas I have no idea what Art. I don't even know what Art looks like, where he's from. He has fantastic guests. I don't know. Art has fantastic guests. I don't know how. Like he get guests that other platforms don't get. So salute to the brother because he get excellent guests. I mean, he will find the person that was in the lobby chewing gum tonight Tupac stumped out Orlando Anderson. He will find the person at the bus stop when Pac got shot, and they will detail everything. Art will, the art of dialogue. He will find goddamn the damn nurse in the hospital when Biggie got shot. He will find Art will find whoever was in traffic the day Kanye West had a car crash. He will find that person. He's that good. He got excellent guests. Guests that you be like, damn. And he got people I actually like hearing from. So again, he has great guests. He got people that he'll get people I love to hear from. Like Jason Weaver. I watch any Jason Weaver interview. You know, Jason's great interview. He gives a great interview all the way. He's very candid, very vulnerable. Yeah, man, he's just and he's loquacious. He likes to talk, but not talk too much, you know. And I actually, yes, I'm looking at that. He found the brothers that the ones that ended up taking the life of Yummy Sandifer. Yes. And you know, this all in Roseland. My father used to live in Roseland, in Chicago. My dad lived in Roseland for almost 20 years. You know, at least 15. He was there for at least 15. 15 years in Roseland. So when I was going to my dad's house, it was in Roseland. You know, and that's where Yummy Sandifer and all of them from Roseland area. And he referenced 105th and Edbrook. My father was round the corner from 105th and Edbrook. You know what I'm saying? He was on 107th and Calumet. And look, everybody is not going to be the best interviewer. I'm not the best interviewer, so it's just sometimes I have a knack for it's like subject verb agreement and stuff like that. I'm the type of brother though, like I'm very finicky with certain things. I don't like when people don't use punctuation in messages and it all look like a run-on sentence. And the sentence, the meaning of the sentence is all chopped up because there's no punctuation, there's no period, there's no comma. And so like I have to like slow it down and separate sentences myself when people text. They put a whole paragraph, no punctuation. You be like, damn, what you trying to say? So I be like, hold on, okay. That's not all. This is one sentence here. That's another sentence there. That is another sentence there. That is another sentence. So I'm like that. I don't like, man, I saw people be putting up, I be seeing brothers make posts on social media, no punctuation. I be struggling trying to figure out what they trying to say. Cause I be like, bro, hey man, hey, them sentences gotta end. The sentences gotta end at some point up in here. And that's not me being an educational snob. I promise y'all it's not. I just like to understand things clearly and have a clear indication of what a person is trying to say. So I don't like street dudes. Oh my God. A lot of them, man, they just be making long run-on sentences. Long run-on sentences. And I be trying to be like, damn, what they trying to say? And so I have to separate it myself. Yeah. Yeah. Now Torre asked that man, do you like teenage girls? And he said, when you say teenage, how old are we talking? Now, some would say that was a guilty admission. Now, some would say, well, Robert was saying if they 18 and older, if they 18 and 19, they legal. Right? But some people looking like, what? What you say? R. Kelly. Torre asks R. Kelly, do you like teenage girls? R. Kelly responded with, when you say teenage, how old are we talking? And I said, oh shit. You in trouble. You already know. Because we already know at that point. That's a terrible answer. Terrible answer. Horrible. We already know R. Kelly liked girls that was under 18. So him even saying that, we already know you tried to get Aaliyah. We already know you tried to get, you not tried to, you married Aaliyah when she's 15 and forged the document to look like she was 18 years old. She was 15 at the time. And they tried to change it to make it look like she was 18. Because 18 would be the age of consent. He had already at that point been on camera with that little girl who was 14 years old. And the only reason he didn't go to jail was because the girl said it wasn't her and her family said it wasn't her. Because R. Kelly was paying them. You know what I'm saying? And the dude, I think, was like a drummer or something for R. Kelly or something crazy like that. Her father, which is absolutely sick when you think about that. Right? Um, yeah, and again, his PR team was horrible. Cause they didn't prepare. Like Torre gonna hit you with that question, my boy. I don't know, but see, R. Kelly was used to people giving him softball interviews. A lot of black folks didn't try to press R. Kelly for that at the time. So I think he came in there thinking Torre was gonna just be very, very um appeasing to him. And Torre don't give a fuck about none of that R. Kelly shit. He didn't give a fuck about none of that. Hey, I don't care about how much you made these great songs. I don't care how much you can sing. Do you like underage girls? Do you like teenage girls? Off the rip. Softball. Bad choice of words. See, but this is the thing too. R. Kelly was prepared for people to come out, for Torre to come out softly. So R. Kelly, he thought he was gonna come out with so how are you holding what is your state of mind now throughout those after these charges have come against you? Um, how are you handling everything? So Ray, like, I'm not, no, bro. We finna cut to the chase. Do you like teenage girls? Are you attracted to teenage girls? Hey, cause I'm like, hey, he used to that though. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. Black media they took it easy on R. Kelly. Black media was never pressing him like that. I'm from what I remember. I could be wrong, but I don't remember black media pressing him like that at all. So in his eyes, he felt like I think at that time, was Torre attached to BET at that time? I think he was. So he thinking, I'm on BET with a BET interviewer. They ain't finna do me like that. They ain't finna have me. They ain't finna do me. They ain't finna walk me through the mud. They ain't finna just throw a bomb at me. They ain't finna set me on fire. Ha! He said, and Torre definitely didn't expect that answer. Torre was flabbergasted that he responded like that. I think Torre did an interview like when he said that shit. I say Torre said he was caught off guard when R. Kelly said that. Like he couldn't believe, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't believe R. Kelly responded with that answer. Like, damn, boy. Cause he sat there and thought and said, we talking teenage, how old we talking? Nah, Torre was right to ask him that though. The Torre message. I'd have asked him that shit too. For real. Say Ed Gordon wasn't soft with him. See, Calvin, I appreciate you coming in enlighten me with that. I don't remember the Ed Gordon interview with him. I gotta look that up. I don't remember that. I don't even remember it at all. So I gotta look it up. So I love his interviews. He stick his neck out. Yeah, he does, man. So Ray said he gave his team a copy of the questions. Damn, for real? Now, as crazy as it is, man, Torre gonna ask the questions people want to know. So way back in the early 2000s when BET night, when it was BET, when BET Nightly News was on. Yeah, Ed Gordon. Suge Knight hated who? Ed Gordon? I'm gonna have to do a real interview on R. Kelly, bro. Like not a real interview, a real another like I haven't done an R. Kelly video in years. Oh, said Torre. Okay. Suge Knight hated Torre. Got you. Um, I remember being in Chicago, bro. Chicago has a very like the relationship Chicago got with R. Kelly is very complicated. Very complicated, man. Um why Mary J. Blige don't like Torre? Because he brought up that crispy chicken, fresh lettuce. Did he bring up that when she was singing about that crispy chicken, fresh lettuce? Did he bring that up in the interview, man? Said, nah, this was before that. Okay, I guess. Damn, what's a reaction, man? Said Mary still hard over there. And shout out Mary J. Mary J got them bangers, boy. Yeah, I remember the Chappelle Show skit about R. Kelly. He interviewed her when she first came out and she was high and treating him like ish. So he wrote that. Okay, I got you. We need a Roland Martin skit. Roland Martin be yeah, you know Roland be mad when he do all that cussing, boy. He be and back then what reporters wrote hit more with the public. Absolutely. That's when print journalism was really, really huge. Like that, it was really important at that time. I would definitely say that. Yeah, Chicago got a very complicated relationship with R. Kelly. On one breath, Kales was like he's one of the biggest mega stars that we've ever had from this city. Ever. And his music is a soundtrack to a lot of our biggest events. You know how many kids graduated to I Believe I Can Fly or World's Greatest by R. Kelly? Do you know how many older people, elderly people that went to church listened to that He Saved Me song by R. Kelly? Do you know how much of a banger the Chocolate Factory and TP2.com and all that hit in the hood? Do you know how big I Wish and Fiesta was? I graduated to World's Greatest. Absolutely, Charlie SC. He had a song for every occasion. Backyard Party. Chicago was a stepping city. He made Step in the Name of Love. My grandma was stepping her ass off. You feel me? My daddy stepping his ass off. Right? That's why, yeah. Imagine that. Yeah, man. Come on, bro. R. Kelly. Hello, my remote at? Bro, my grandmama was bumping the Chocolate Factory. My grandma not that old, but you know, my grandma not old at all, but she had my grandma, granddaddy bumping the Chocolate Factory. You know, he's embedded in Chicago culture. Like when you hear songs like "So Sexy" featuring with Twista and R. Kelly, "So Sexy" is a summertime banger in Chicago. So he made all that great music, you know, but Yeah, bro. He made all that great music, but then we look at the shit he was doing in his personal life. And people didn't really care about it. Cause so many men at that time was messing with underage little girls. So many that a lot of people was like giving R. Kelly a pass for that because black little girls got blamed for being fast, instead of that grown ass man not controlling himself and not lusting over little babies. They gave R. Kelly the out and was getting mad and blaming the little girls. You know what I'm saying? They was get they was getting mad at the little girls. Now, yeah, it was parents that enabled it for sure, right? Because they was all up and wanted the money and all of that all the way. But Robert needed to be held accountable for having an attraction to little babies. My daughter, 15 right now. Can you imagine if I found out a 30-some-year-old man, 20-some-year-old man was trying to get at my daughter? Boy, somebody gotta die. If I go, you gotta go. Yeah, he gave us excellent music. Again, he is the king of R&B. He is the king of R&B without question. King R&B. Excellent music. But boy, what? When you find out he on a video with a 14-year-old girl doing the unthinkable, his ass was like disgusting. That is disgusting. Yeah, and it's people that didn't want R. Kelly to get in trouble because they was used to that type of activity going on in their neighborhoods. Or it was men who was engaging in that shit on the regular. And they feel like ain't nothing wrong with it because the girls was all in his face. See what I'm saying? So we're gonna have I'm gonna do a video on the way young black women are treated like adults. They're not young black women, young black girls. Young black girls are looked at as adults and treated as if like they're adults sexually. You know what I'm saying? How young black girls are looked at as like these super as adult figures or these super they're sexualized in a crazy way. And it, you know? But anyway, Aaron Hall is as an outlandish individual. It's crazy out here, man. Y'all hit the like button for your boy, man. Hit the like button, please. I appreciate it if y'all do that for me. It's love if y'all do that. Aaron Hall is so rich. Boy, when I seen that video, like him on Vlad TV and how he was talking, I say, oh nah, fool. If this was my father, I would be embarrassed, boy. Aaron was up there talking like he was a little lad, like he was 22, 21 years old talking. Oh man, you remember when I made that live stream about Gloria Velez? Oh man, it was crazy. I should have called the police on brothers in the chat. Now see, you've been over there on Dreamers Pro channel too much. If the Sixers fail, do LeBron get the blame? All that. I mean, all of them gonna get the blame, bro. If he play bad, he gonna get the blame. He should get the blame if he plays bad. Whoever play, if all they lose, they don't get it together. All matter of fact, all of them deserve to get the blame. They don't win. That's how I go. Dreamers Pro gonna put that on his he put that on his page. I'm like, boy, you mad than a motherfucker that LeBron went to the Sixers. Hey, speaking of that, did y'all see what Shaquille O'Neal? I'm gonna make another live stream, separate live stream, because you seen what Shaquille O'Neal said. Shaq said Lakers fans didn't love him; they love Kobe, which is not true. But I know why he said that. I know exactly why he said that. Because of what happened, the aftermath of Kobe winning those 2 championships, and how Laker fans frame him afterwards. Afterwards. Shaq was beloved in LA initially. I remember the time when Shaq got traded, the fans in LA was mad at Kobe initially, right? They were mad. He was mad. They were mad at Kobe initially because they knew that the split happened because them two, and Kobe played a large part in that. But when Kobe won them 2 championships, the tide turned, and then people started saying they started relegating Shaq to just a fat ass who was lazy, who was all that's how they be framing him all as Kobe would have had more championships if he was in shape. And Shaq feel a way about that. Like, what you talking about, bro? Like, did you see what I did? Did you see I was league MVP with the Lakers? Did you see I was 3-time finals MVP? We had a three-peat, bro. Like, what are you talking about? But now his legacy gets diminished to he wasn't in enough shape to help Kobe win more championships. If Shaq was in better shape and he wasn't so lazy, stuff would have been better. But Phil also mentioned Kobe's how hard it was to play alongside, like how hard it was to coach Kobe. Phil Jackson admitted that in his book, and Phil had to apologize before he came back to coach the Lakers. Phil acknowledged that how hard it was to coach up Kobe Bryant because Kobe wanted to do his own thing. He called Kobe like damn near uncoachable. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's disrespectful for Laker fans to just relegate Shaq as just this lazy bum. When it was nothing you could do with dude, bro. Outside of Hakeem Olajuwon, who was stopping Shaq, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Who was stopping Shaq? Nobody. What keeps say nobody? You know. So, and I don't think they didn't win enough because Shaq wasn't in shape though. Like he's still the most dynamic, the most physically imposing force you ever seen in the NBA. For real. Yeah, he was out of shape, but that ain't the reason why. I don't think his legacy needs to be diminished that he was out of shape. And people frame it, LA faithfuls frame it as Kobe would have won more if Shaq got his ass in shape. Instead of looking at what happened in the 2004 NBA Finals. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that. They be framing him as this fat dude that just was that Big Diesel could go out there, eat 20 cheeseburgers and go to work. And go to work. They be framing Big Diesel as a dude who stopped Kobe from getting more chips. That's what they look at him now as in LA. The dude who stopped Kobe from getting other championships. But again, if you look at that 2004 NBA Finals, You'll see who underperformed in that finals. You will see that. And it's glaring. Glaring. Why? Like, you see that. Ben Wallace defended Shaq well, but he wasn't stopping it. Nothing Shaq was doing. He defended him well, though. Yeah. So I think Shaq feels a way about people just calling him a fat bum now. Because he looking like, what you talking about, bro? I was league MVP, bro. I was 3-time finals MVP over there. What is y'all talking about, bro? And he feel a way about that. So he tell them, he say, Lakers fans ain't love me. They love dude. They love Bean. They ain't love me. Because he see how he gets talked about now. Now, especially since after Kobe won them 2 championships, after Kobe has been deceased, he gets minimalized in a lot of ways. He does. He gets minimalized. But how he looked in Cleveland and Boston don't got nothing to do with how he looked in, like, nothing to do with what he did in Los Angeles, though. You know what I'm saying? And I think he take that personally, how they talk about him. And he like, bro, like, I won 3 championships over here. Over here, I was league MVP over here. I put up monstrous numbers for this franchise. And like, what? I'm a 3 times finals MVP. And I just get looked at as the dude who didn't help Kobe, who wasn't fit enough to help Kobe win more. Like, what? That is crazy. So I think he feel disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that shouldn't be. Everybody don't go out looking good. Look how Vince Carter and them went out. He was in shape. He was averaging 5 a game, bro. He wasn't a Laker when that happened. Lakers fans should only remember the glorious years when he helped them win championships and he was league MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they should remember, because he gave some of his best years to Los Angeles. So Cleveland and Boston, he was well past it at that point, you know. Said Kobe respected one thing. Now that can be said subjective, but in Bean's eyes, you didn't work like him and Derek Fisher. You didn't work hard, and like, that's cool, but like, but for Laker fans to relegate Shaq to that, that's crazy. Cause you don't win them championships if Big Diesel not there. You don't. And I think Lakers fans lose sight of that. You know, because now his career gets shit on. And he get looked like he was just a feather in the cap of Kobe Bean Bryant now. He get looked at like he was a feather in the cap of Kobe Bean Bryant rather than what he actually was. At a point, bro, Shaquille O'Neal looked like the best basketball player on this earth, bro. Like that 2001 time, Shaquille O'Neal looked like he was the best basketball player breathing oxygen on planet Earth. I remember during the time, bro, teams were just signing big men. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I feel why they feel that, right? But yes, that is a narrative around certain players that played in Cleveland, but none of them was Shaquille O'Neal, though. When you Shaquille O'Neal, it hit different because you was a league MVP. You 3 times finals MVP, right? Now, I feel all of them for how they feel like, oh, you was just another dude in the league. You playing with LeBron. But we talking about a dude that's looked at as the most physically imposing, the most dominant physical force we ever seen. And when you get looked at as just like that hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he coming off like that, right? That's why he coming off like that. And that be happening to a lot of great players. Scottie Pippen now get looked at. Um, he get looked at as a feather in the cap of Michael Jordan. But Scottie wasn't no Shaquille O'Neal, right? None of them knew that Shaquille O'Neal at a point, bro. Cleveland guys are bronze others, basically. That's true. That's true, right? but none of them was Shaquille O'Neal. So it hurt more for Shaq because he like none of them dudes Bron was playing with was league MVP or finals MVP. So for him, again, for years, he was the best player. He was the best player in basketball for some years. Like it was a point, them dudes Bron was playing with at the time they were playing with him, they wasn't looked at as the best player in basketball. They wasn't looked at as the best player. Like Shaq was the best player on that team in that 3P. Right? And at a point, none of them was them dudes were in Cleveland. How can I hurt a first ballot Hall of Famer more? I'm lost. Because again, it hurt his feelings because you have so many Laker fans that say all Shaq get reduced to is he wasn't in shape enough. If he was in shape more, Kobe and them could have won more. Kobe could have more championships. And he get looked at like, what the fuck? That's how it hurt him. You see what I was doing in this franchise, bro? Do you see what I was doing? That's how it hurt. When you the man and you balling out and you the best player on the team for years and motherfuckers still look at you as, oh, you know. People be acting like Bean was the best player during their whole tenure together. He was not, right? Now Bean eventually became better than him towards the end of Shaq's Lakers run, but during that 3-peat, Big Diesel was the one. And I think he looked at it like, damn, bro, I get looked at like I'm just nobody. That's why he said that. That's why he said that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you it hurts him. I'm saying, Black Mall, listen to what I'm saying. He feels hurt like that. That's how he feels. That's why when Shaq went up there and said something about him being lazy, remember when Bean said that about him and Shaq responded on Twitter ready to snap about him not being in shape? Because he felt like, what the fuck? Right? And then eventually they cooler heads prevailed. Right? Do you remember when Kobe got in an interview or something talking about Shaq would have been more in shape or something like that or whatever, and they talking about how he wasn't in shape, and Shaq got mad as fuck. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Right? Shaq be saying that for sure, but again, to get minimalized, I don't think Shaquille O'Neal should ever be minimal. In LA, I don't think don't ever talk about he wasn't in shape, Joe. The numbers he was putting up, I don't even want to hit it, bro. Like, yeah, cause that shouldn't be talked about in that. Like, all right, cool, he wasn't in shape, but look at what he was doing, bro. Look at what he was doing. That should never be a conversation in Los Angeles. Look at what he was doing. Who was rivaling them numbers? It wasn't shit you could do with him but pray. At that point, teams was just signing big men just to foul out so they could send him to the line, bro. Other teams was just signing big men just so they can foul him so he can go to the line. Right? Look at what he was doing in Los Angeles, bro. I watched Bomani Jones them talk about it. They're like, bro, at a time in 2000, 2001, it was a time people are like, this motherfucker, what is we finna do? Bro, again, even if he wasn't in shape, Lakers fans shouldn't be saying nothing about none of that because of what he was doing. That's why I'm getting at. When that motherfucker putting up them numbers like that, I don't want to hear he wasn't in shape. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. When he putting that up, why is y'all talking about he was fat? Dude, do you see he put up 30 and 12 and 30 and 13? What? And y'all get to just talk about how fat he was the whole time. Oh, he was fat. Man, look, big fella was our best player at a time. Until 2003, he was our best player until 2003. You see what I'm saying? Like, he was all best. We don't bet on hitting nothing. LA better not ever be talking about how fat he was. You better be thanking dude for coming over there and winning them and help y'all win them championships. You hear me? I don't care nothing about he was averaging 30 and 13. What? What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about over here? Now, if you want to talk about him being out of shape and he was just playing bad, okay. But I think he feels he's sensitive to that. Because he like, bro, how y'all finna talk about me like that, bro? And that's how he feel that way. Yeah, he was out of shape at times. But LA fans better not talk about that. Because look at what he was doing for y'all. If that's all you want to talk about is he wasn't in shape, that is crazy to me. He should never get minimalized to just that. When, again, I asked y'all, who was stopping him in the NBA at that time? Who could contain him at that time? Not a soul could contain Shaquille O'Neal at that point. Not nobody. All you could do was pray and send him to the line. That's it. And that's why he feel like hurt like that. And Timmy wasn't stopping Shaq. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Timmy was excellent, but Shaq putting up them numbers, G. In 2000, outside Akeem Olajuwon was the only one that could do something. And that wasn't in 2000 during that 3P. Akeem Olajuwon was doing that in Orlando. And Ben Wallace didn't stop him. Shaq averaged like 27 a game in that series. He slowed him down, son. You can't stop big fella. Like, you slowed him down, son. But, like, yeah, he still averaged like 27 a game that series. Hey, against Detroit, he averaged like 27. Matter of fact, let me look up this. Let me look up his finals, the 2004 final statistics. There wasn't nobody that could do nothing with him. Shaq, 2004 final stats. We're going to look up his statistics in the finals. 26.6, damn near 27 a game. 26.6, 11 rebounds a game. 26 and 11. Right? So, Ben did a solid job on him. But he couldn't really stop him for real. He couldn't stop him. You know what I'm saying? Well, other than that, it wasn't Hakeem Olajuwon only one really could just, whatever. Other than that, it wasn't nobody else that could do nothing with big fella at that point. Nothing. He was agile. He was strong. He was athletic. Like, I don't know what the hell. That motherfucker was a crazy specimen. You know what I'm saying? Crazy specimen. You said no great player gets stopped. Nah, it's hard to do that. It's hard for great players to get stopped. Unless you're just otherworldly defensively. It's hard for great players to get stopped. You can't stop Shaq, Kobe, Bron, MJ. It's hard. And you can make it hard for them, though. You can make it very hard for them. But it's hard to stop. I think out of anybody other than Michael Jordan, yeah, like, and they, first off, the value they get each night make it impossible. Yeah, they get a lot of shooting value for sure. But yeah, I think that's why Shaq fell away. Because now his legacy just gets reduced to in Los Angeles as just the guy who wasn't in shape. Instead of, damn, Big Diesel won, help us win 3 championships. He was 3-time finals MVP. He was a league MVP over here. The conversation around him solely is, man, if he was in shape, he should have been in better shape. And I think to him, he feel like, what? How could you say that? Now I'm going to say this, though. Tayshaun Prince did a great job on being that series, though. Because I think that year, oh, shit. Oh, well, they had Kevin, what's the boy name in him over there? They had Karl Malone in them over there. Because Bean averaged 20, what he averaged that year? 2003, 2004 season. Bean averaged 24 a game that year. 24 a game. And in that finals, Bean averaged 22 a game. He averaged 22 a game in the NBA Finals that year. Nah, Bron getting a statue in Cleveland, not in Los Angeles. Nah, Cleveland over here for sure. He getting a statue in Cleveland. Shit, Pat Riley might mess around. Pat Riley might mess around and give him one day, man. I don't know, but he getting one in Cleveland though. That is for sure. Like without question, he getting one in Cleveland. Well, I think certain fans relegate him. He said, "Nah, Pat ain't giving Braun a damn thing." Right? If he would have came back to Miami, Pat might have would have. Pat might would have. He might would have gave it one. I think Braun jersey gonna get retired in Miami though. His jersey, I think, gonna get hung in the rafters in Miami. I believe that. I think his jersey gonna get retired. Oh man. I don't know why they love Wilt like that in LA though. That was far from Wilt's best years in Los Angeles. Wilt was at the end of his career in Los Angeles. I don't know why he gets so beloved in Los Angeles. Wilt at the time. Uh Maybe because Wilt was just larger than life, and maybe he fit the bill of Los Angeles. Wilt the Black Republican. You know, he liked to have a lot of sex, probably with a lot of different girls, all type of, a lot of white girls included. All of that. He fulfilled that nightlife, but Wilt was far from where he was nowhere near what he used to be. But you're right, because he was Wilt. Wilt was the man, but he was far from what he used to be. He went to 4 or 5 and won one. He won one finals in LA. How he was a true LA dude though? In what aspect? The party life? As far as the nightlife, yeah. Now he was a nightlife, yeah. He was a goon in that night. In that nightlife, he was a goon. He was a goon in the nighttime. He came alive in the nighttime. So yeah, that's probably what it is. But shit, Will's best year in LA, he averaged 20. He played 12 games in the 1969-1970 season and averaged 27. He only played 12 games. Other than that, Will was averaging 20 a game, 14 a game, and 13 a game in LA. His best year in LA, he averaged 20.7, bro. 20.7. The last 2 years in LA, he averaged 14 a game and 13 a game. Now, this the stilt we talking about now. And people remember him as a Laker. And again, he won one championship there. And he was far beyond his prime playing there. But yeah, you're right. As a brand, he was still Wilt, for sure. As a brand, he was still Wilt. They ish on White Howard. They ish on the White Howard worse than Braun. Yeah, because Bean led the charge in that. That's why. Bean led the charge. Well, recency bias would tell you LeBron, but Bean led the charge in shitting on Dwight. And so when Bean was leading that charge, they felt like our leader is invoking us to do this. I'm being real. Bean really gave them the okay to shit on Dwight. Right? But look though, most LA fans they say they don't count that championship. Ask most people in LA, they say they don't count LeBron championship. That don't count to them. So I can say he won one, but a lot of them will say it don't count. You know what I mean? I don't think Dwight would have stayed. Dwight didn't want to stay because he didn't want to play with Kobe. Their personalities did not mix. They didn't. And to be fair with you, Dwight was playing through back injury for LA. And I think Dwight still averaged like, what Dwight averaged that year in LA? What Dwight averaged that year in Los Angeles, man? He averaged, what, 17 and 12 that year with a bad back. He averaged that. With a bad back, he averaged like 17 and 12. Kobe was too playful a dude for Kobe's serious mindset. Yeah, and brother, did Dwight Howard not lead? I mean, I'm not blaming Kobe. Bro, am I making this up? Kobe led the charge in that Dwight shit. 100%, bro. Telling motherfuckers when he came in there talking about he knew he wasn't gonna stay, all of that. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious, bro. I'm not hilarious. I'm for real. You don't think like I don't blame. I'm just being for real. Y'all, hold on in the chat. Do y'all think Bean led the charge on that shit though? If Bean would have told them to stay, like Bean went in there when Bean went when I swear to God, am I the only one watching this? When Dwight was in the motherfucker, exactly, G. Shaq did too. You know what I'm saying? So when Dwight went to Houston and Kobe called him soft and all that shit to his face, did LA fans jump on the bandwagon with that shit? Absolutely, they did. They did 1,000%. 1,000% for sure. You know what I'm saying? 1,000%. He did do that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, certain people, just LeBron got 1,000. Certain people he got traded for sure. For sure. Certain people, yeah, for sure. Like, what the boy name? Dion Waiters now? Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'm telling the truth. Kobe fans don't like to admit that nigga led the charge on people hating Dwight. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all don't be wanting to admit that. The entire Lakers roster got them all about who he got up out of there, bro. That trade for Westbrook. Who did they trade for Westbrook though? For that, I forgot who they traded in that. Like, yeah, he got them out of there for Anthony Davis. Absolutely, that's clear to see. Rich Paul that's the only reason Anthony Davis was over there. I tell that all the time because LeBron James is over there. You know what I'm saying? Black Mall. Who not pulling that trade? I'm pulling it. They traded everyone for 80 as they should, and they got a championship out of that. Who not making like why do people act like that? That is a trade I'm pulling every day of the week. Bye, Brandon Ingram. Bye. You just gonna be mad. I'm getting them up out of here for at the time. Anthony Davis was a top 5 player in the world. You got to go. Bye. I'm sorry. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? You said a ring. I say the ring count. I said Lakers fans say the ring don't count. Like, Mom, you got to stay with me now. The ring counts to me all the way. Laker fans, the real Laker fans, like Dreamers Pro now, they say the ring don't. Scap Attack and them say the ring don't count. That ring counts 100%. They won a championship. That win, it counts all the way. AD, if you're getting fired if you're a GM if you don't pull that trade. Anybody that's general manager, if them boys is up, if Anthony Davis is up for them and you don't pull that, you're getting fired, bro. It's clear. You are getting fired. You're not keeping your job if you don't pull that trigger on that trade. I don't care what nobody say. You tell him I'm not giving up Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart for AD, are they firing you quickly? Because who not doing that in 2019? 2019, AD? Oh, my God. You better do that. Now, AD now, all right, that's something else. He has 2 rings in shortened seasons. What do that matter? Everybody was on the same playing field, bro. Who cares? You don't count the late when during the lockout year when San Antonio won in '99. That don't count. Come on, now, because they played 50 games. That don't count now. You don't say Tim Duncan only got 4 rings, do you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm pulling that trade every day of the week. I'm pulling a trade. And I don't think I think the trade became possible. I think the trade became possible because LeBron James, for sure. But that general manager didn't have to. As soon as that's the general managers, Rob Pelinka and them saw that trade available, they pulling that. But I believe that thing became possible because Rich Paul told Anthony Davis, hey, act like you don't want to be there. Be disgruntled over there. Act like you're ready to leave. Be the villain. AD obliged, right? And they set up a way for them to get some young guys over there for AD. Yes. But Rob Pelinka didn't need LeBron approval for that. He saw that shit like, hell yeah. But I do believe LeBron, of course, LeBron him initiated that all day. But Rich Paul ain't need LeBron approval for that trade. Not Rich Paul, I mean, Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka saw that come across his table. Absolutely. Bye. You know, yeah, and that's when he wore the That's All Folks shirt. That's Rich Paul and them telling him to do that, though. Rich and them telling him to put that shirt on. For sure. Rich telling him to put that shirt on. If LeBron James not in LA, Anthony Davis finishes out his contract as a Pelican. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Rob Pelinka, he didn't have to do nothing, but I'm saying the general manager got to okay the trade. Am I correct? He got to okay that though. That's what I'm saying, right? Don't general managers got to okay the trade? Unless I'm right, he didn't have to work out nothing. LeBron didn't work that out immediately. All he has to do is say yes to the trade. Right? Yes to the trade. That's all you got to do. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It came across Rob Pelinka desk. Oh, Rob Pelinka, yes, got to do. It signed off on the trade. Yeah. But yeah, Brian, all them did that. And you would have signed off on that trade, Black Mall. You ain't turning that trade down. You gonna be like, yeah. If you the Lakers general manager, you ain't thinking about the future. You gonna say, man, we need to win now, bro. We need to see if we can win this now. Not is we gonna be able to ride it out with Brandon Ingram and them and Lonzo now. You feel me? You know? Yeah. You gonna pull that trigger on that trade so fast? Absolutely. We get that, fam. Yeah, y'all got to go, bro. You got to go. The Russell Westbrook trade? Who was involved in that? You say you realize the double standard though? And what aspect, Charlie asked? What aspect? What double standard are you speaking of, brother man? You said you would turn it down, Zeddy. You would have turned that trade down. Zeddy, they would have fired you, Zeddy. Zeddy, they would have fired you, bro. I ain't turning that down because in the grand scheme of things, I mean, Josh Hart is a great role player. Um, but see, bad teammates are Bron's plenty of teammates who have Snake that hate him. I mean, who has Snake that hate him? Say you feel like MJ and them are considered bad teammates. Well, I mean, people don't really consider MJ bad teammates. Now you got Bron fans that say that. But people will be like, hey, he put toughness in the Bulls, right? Um, Plenty of teams we have Snake. Yeah, I do think Bron has a problem with wanting to be liked by people. Yes. And I think that comes from his upbringing. Him not having no siblings, none of that, right? So he don't want people not to like him. So he will not say things to your face as far as like, I want you gone off this team. Because he don't want you not to like him. But people prefer him to be honest and say, you don't want me here. But he not gonna do that. Right? He gonna just act like, you know what I'm saying? He don't know what's going on. Same thing Magic Johnson did. Magic Johnson get your ass fired. And then he won't admit to it ever or never say, you know what I'm saying? He had to come out and say it later. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Bron, he wanna be liked by everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Magic like that too, want to be liked. And in a lot of ways, Magic is very likable, right? But he a killer too. He a killer too. And Bron moved like a mafia boss, but he still want to be liked. Kobe and Mike are very sociopathic people. They don't care if you like, because again, they grew up in isolation. Well, Kobe grew up overseas and shit and all of that too. So whatever. They kind of grew up differently. Kobe has siblings. Mike has siblings. You know what I'm saying? Bron ain't had no siblings, so that leads to him coming across certain ways. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have no siblings and all that. Like how you grow up kind of depicts, it kind of dictates how you are in life, right? I do believe Allen Iverson growing up with a single mother caused him to be more ingratiating to people in certain aspects, I think. I don't know. I do think it kind of like some of that kind of, yeah, AI is a different, and maybe no, it might not have been that, but maybe that's just who he is as a person. You know, maybe that's how he is as a person. AI is very ingratiating to people, very much so, very. In ways most superstars like him are not. You say Bean is very sociopathic in a lot of ways. He don't really care to give no fuck about stuff like, you know. I disagree. I think MJ cares about his image for sure, but I think they care about it in certain ilks. Mike wanted to be perceived as a family man, even though he liked them hoes. Mike didn't care about how he treated his teammates. He didn't give a fuck. He just wanted to win. He didn't care about how he was perceived amongst his relationship to teammates, but he cares about how he's looked at in certain lenses, like as a family man, all that type of stuff. I think he cared about that. He don't care about the good teammate. Yes, he don't care about the good teammate image. He doesn't care about that. Kobe don't care about that. LeBron cares about that, right? Magic Johnson cares about that. I think even to a lesser degree, Allen Iverson cared about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Said Mike and Kobe are like Tiger. Braun is like Arnold Palmer. Yeah, they kind of got different ways of coming across. MJ, Kobe, or Tom could care less about that. Brian Payton does, but they really assholes too behind the scenes. Yeah, and they can be like that for sure. But they don't want to come across as that's not the image that they want to have. But MJ, Kobe, and them, they like to have that type of thing. But also though, Tom can be psycho, but I don't know. Most people I know love Tom though that played with him, right? Like I don't think I ever heard somebody say they didn't like Tom as a teammate though, right? Or we heard stories about Tom really being an asshole of a teammate. You know what I mean? Didn't win like but you can say that, but you don't have to be an asshole to win though. Tim Duncan didn't have to do none of that. So it's give and take. Everybody's different, right? I don't think you have to be a certain way to win, right? I don't think you gotta be a certain way. You know, said Julian Edelman podcast. Okay, Julian Edelman said Julian stay calling out Tom. I never watched Julian Edelman podcast either. Yeah. But yeah, like Timmy was never like that, and everybody loved Tim. You know what I'm saying? So I think it just all depends on Steph Curry, not an asshole, right? And he got 4 chips. You know, so it just all depends on. I don't think you gotta have that demeanor though. People would make it seem like you gotta be like that to win per se, but everybody wins with different personalities or different attitudes amongst teammates. Everybody different. You know, it's not one way to be with teammates. You know, even I heard Magic Johnson say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, like Kareem was known to be a grumpy individual, very grumpy. But Magic, he chose to like be ingratiating to him, feed him the basketball. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. Steph Curry. Oh Lord, you believe the zodiac sign? You believe the zodiac? I'm not a zodiac guy, so everybody different though. You know what I'm saying? Right. But see, you said Steph had Draymond, he didn't have to be one. Yeah, but like I guess that's my point. Like everybody Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not women get mad at me for saying I'm just not a zodiac guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. To each their own though. I'm just not. It's not a thing for me. Cause I be feeling like this stuff be just a lot of it is generalized for most people. Cause everybody always tell me I act nothing like the Capricorns they know. Right? They be like, man, Malcolm, you're nothing like the Capricorns I know. You're the nicest Capricorn I know. You're the kindest Capricorn I've ever met in my life. And I'd be like, damn, G, that you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's why I just never really been like I be feeling like it'd be like generalizations, like stuff that can fit under every zodiac. But don't get me started because the women gonna get mad at me. They always get mad at me when I say I'm just not a zodiac type of guy. Um yeah. But hey, everybody got their own different beliefs. Shoot. Some people don't believe in God or don't pray. So hey, Everybody different. Everybody different, man. The last time I checked, the Steph has as many rings as MJ or Kobe. No, but Tim Duncan does though, right? Tim Duncan does though. Tim A does. You know, Tim Duncan had pop, right? But again, though. So my point is, the superstar player. My point is just a superstar player doesn't have to be an asshole for them to win. It could be other guys on the team. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. The superstar player doesn't have to be an asshole. You know, you can have somebody else do that. You don't got to do that. You feel me? Tex Winter could have been an asshole on the Bulls. Tex Winter, who helped design the triangle offense, his ass could have been an asshole for the Bulls. I ain't need to do that. You see what I'm saying? Phil was an asshole too, though. Phil Jackson was an asshole. He was just cool. Like you said, he was even kill. My point is just a superstar player doesn't have to be like that to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, rest in peace to Tex Winter, man. Ain't no winning a lot without the asshole person. Player, coach someone, player, coach. Someone is a true asshole on every team that wins a lot. If that's your point, then cool. Right. But my point was that the star player don't gotta be that though. It could be a coach. It could be somebody else. Um it could be the sixth man on the bench. Whatever. Nah, Pop was light into you very heavily. Pop was Pop can light into you very heavily. Pop was very he cuss you out. He cuss out Tim. He cuss out Tim. He cuss out Tony. He cuss out Manu now. He cussed them out. So yeah, Pop was cussing Timmy out for sure. Like, yeah. So yeah, everybody. Yeah, Pop was an a-hole to media. Bill Belichick. I would never want to interview any of them. As a person that wanted to be in media, I would never interview any of them. I like Caleb. Caleb? Hey, look, man. I like Caleb Wilson, man. You hear me? Hey, man. Hey, man. Say, man. I'm just trying to see how this gonna come together, bro. We get us a squad I can root for. I'm gonna be watching the Bulls games again, faithfully. Woo, times have changed. I used to watch the Bulls and they was I was then watching them no matter what. Boy, now it'd be like, man, it'd be hard to root for. But I like Caleb Wilson though. Caleb Wilson, Caleb Williams. You hear me? Got the Calebs in town, man. We gonna see how we gonna see how we finna look, bro. Yeah. I think Pop was an asshole to media members though. Very much so. Like, again, I would never want to interview with him. Him or Nick Saban, them asshole to the core. Um, Taylor Williams moving to Hammond. Man, I hope not, bro. I hope not. We gonna see though. We gonna see, man. I've been on here for 2 hours and 2.5 hours talking to y'all. That is crazy. That is crazy. Where do I rank? Said the Commanders 2027 Super Bowl champs. If y'all do that, my boy, that'd be crazy. Where do I rank Kobe? I'll be having a difficult time. I'll be saying either top five or top six. One of them, I'll be kind of like, it all depends, bro. Um, my top five really be consistent of like the best at their position. 'Cause, like, mm, it be like this. It be like Mike. I got Braun too. Then you can have Kareem too if you want. So I got Braun two, Kareem three. Uh, four. I got four. I got Magic. Five. I got um Tim. I either like Tim. Shit, hold on, man. Let me think. It be like Tim or Kobe be like interchanging a lot for me. Be interchanging a lot for me. Philly. But anyway, y'all, man, I'm finna get off this thing, man. I've been on here way too long, man. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Y'all hit that like button for your boy if you want to donate to the channel. My cash app is below my finger. Dollar sign Mac Miller 5. Again, if you want to donate to the channel, my cash app is below my finger. Dollar sign Mac Miller 5. So I appreciate y'all for sure. I'm gonna holler at y'all a little bit later. Hit the like button for y'all get up out of here. Peace.